Kirby! I like Kirby. One of the reasons I like this little guy so much is because of their innate ability to copy abilities. In every game since Kirby's Adventure, you can get that little fella to suck up real hard and swallow his foes, copying their skills and using them for their advantage. Isn't that swell? Well, I've always wondered what these abilities would be like in the real world. Long ago, I tried to deduce which would be the deadliest, and today, I come to seek which would be the most useful. All thanks to an idea that originally comes from fellow YouTuber Goombana, who made a video with said idea, but on Zelda items. So if that franchise is your kind of thing, go check it out. Speaking of Goombana's videos, our rules here are pretty much the same. We're going to assume that these abilities are for the purpose they do in games, but as if you and only you had access to them. But we are also going to add that just like when Kirby gains a copy ability, you too magically gain all the knowledge necessary on how to use it. Abilities that are weapon based let you keep the weapon externally, while abilities that don't primarily rely on a weapon don't. These simply reside within you, like a cool superpower. Additionally, real-life limitations like stamina and gravity apply, so don't you go thinking that you can fly with wing for eternity. We are determining their usefulness based on how they would fit into our everyday life. And these abilities are judged on how they are used by Kirby in-game, so copy and cook won't just make you a master chef magically. So without further ado, hello everyone, I'm DExus and welcome to the DExus Show! Beam. With the power of the Beam Wand, it lets Kirby wave the artifact given by the very first ability anyone ever got, and shoots giant balls of plasma forwards. And sure, I'll keep it, but safely kept in a display box, since it would be pretty cool to own the first ability ever. Hammer. This ability gives Kirby a big wooden hammer, and so it will to you. And you know what? Sure, I'll keep it. I don't know what I'm using this huge hammer for, but at least I think it's a pretty cool thing to have, even if it's just for decoration like Beam. Oh, and this one's very special. Did you know that King Dedede himself gave Kirby this hammer? Yeah, it's a cute detail. So if I were to get this copy ability, I think I'd have to get his blessing to get this hammer. Let me text him real quick. Let's say, hypothetically, if I were to get the hammer ability from Kirby, would you be okay with me having that hammer? Nice. Thanks, Dedede. Now I'm gonna go talk to someone else. Let's see, there's so many characters in this app. Oh, what app you're asking? None other than today's sponsor, Polybuzz. With this free app, you can chat with just about any character you'd like, anytime you'd like. Even including celebrities. Like for example, holy crap, is that Elon Musk? Kill yourself! If for some reason your preferred character isn't among the over 20 million characters in the app, you can create an unique chatbot by yourself to talk to. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now through the link in the description. Oh yeah, and use the code DExus to unlock premium features. Now, back to the video. I mean, if you need any more convincing, what other app would let you rizz up Drip Dedede whenever you need companionship? Sword. Same goes for sword. It's a sword. I'm not using it as a sword, but it sure as hell looks cool as a display piece. So again, sure, I'll keep it. Cutter. And it also goes to the cutter blade. Sure, I'll keep it. And sure, I'll also keep Whip and Spear, but to lesser extents, since they're not that iconic, but they would still make some pretty cool display. Parasol. I don't know about any of you, but have you ever just found an umbrella? Like in a lonesome place long after anyone's been there? I have, and 100% of the times, I have given that umbrella a new home with me, which then leads it to finding a new home after I lose it elsewhere. It's the cycle of the umbrella. So if I was gifted a parasol that drifts me Mary Poppins style, you can bet your ass I'm taking it. I mean, I don't know how long I'll be able to hold onto the parasol itself for that drift ability to be useful to me, but it's a pretty cool party trick. Plus, that pointed star tip makes this parasol a little bit more valuable to me. It's cute, it's chic, it's adorable. So while it's not as flashy as any fancy machinery, I'd say a free parasol is always extremely useful in my eyes. Stone. You turn into a statue for as long as you need. In the real world though, I don't think this ability accounts for breathing. Yeah, could be useful, but I'd rather not. Bomb. Gives Kirby the ability to throw multiple bombs that explode into confetti. And while confetti's bombs sure sound fun, these still act like regular bombs, and I don't want anything to do with those. So I'd rather not. Fire. This ability gives Kirby the power of a flamethrower. And you know what? Pyrokinesis is one of those powers that can be used to pursue a career or hobby after all. You basically are a human flamethrower. Just make sure to work on your breath since you'll be blowing air a lot with this power. Ice. Sure, while it might be useful in hot days, this ice freezes people. And I don't think we get a choice on how low the temperature you spew out is. But I think it's too cold for any human or living being to handle. So if you don't want to be a humor freezer or popsicle, I'd say this ability is useful under specific circumstances. That being thanks to it letting you slide over water. Tornado. Kirby spins into a tornado, taking with them anything near with a gust of wind whilst uncontrollably drifting forwards. Yeah, I'd rather not use this ability in real life. There's literally no pluses to this other than making a breeze. Ugh, not to mention how dizzy you get after using it once. Plasma and Spark. These two abilities are basically the same and they give Kirby the power to shoot lightning bolts from their fingertips. And honestly, other than making one cool and intimidating trick, it's not really that useful. If only you could control the amount of electricity it outputs, it would have at least been useful to charge one's phone at any time. But trying anything with the output this ability gives would fry any electronic, so I'd rather not. Laser! Allows Kirby to shoot lasers from a cool little visor. In real life, you would get that cool little visor custom fit to you. But why would you ever want to shoot lasers? Literally an useless little knick-knack that makes me go, sure, I'll keep it, but only ever as a display piece. Light. Yeah, it's this ability. Sure, I'll keep it, but like, flashlight. Those are a thing that already exist. Hey, at least this ability lights up the whole room, but like, flashlight. Needle. Gives Kirby the ability to do like a porcupine and put up many needles around his body. In the real world, it would just do that. But what use would this have in real life? To a human in human society, I mean. We're not porcupines in a porcupine world, so no thanks, I'd rather not. Wheel. This ability lets Kirby transform into a wheel and race to their heart's content, crushing anything in their way. I'd rather not. Sure, moving fast sounds useful, but not like this. In real life, spinning around like that would make you so dizzy, you wouldn't even be able to look where you're going. And worst of all, you could crash into people. And well, let's just say you never want to run someone over. Ball. This ability turns Kirby into a bouncing ball. It would also let you turn into a bouncing ball in real life. If you ever wanted to roll until you threw up, here's your chance. But that doesn't sound very fun to me, so I'd rather not. High jump. The name says it all. It lets Kirby jump high. Real high. I think this ability would only be useful if you're a short basketball player. Otherwise, what would you use this for? Reach the higher shelf? You only need a medium jump for that. A high jump would put you way too high for that. And the worst part, there's no slow descent with this ability, so you would just crash down into the floor. Therefore, you really want to know when you're high jumping. This ability would be useful under specific circumstances, those being if you're a short basketball player. Suplex. Don't let the name fool ya, this ability is more than just a throw. It's many throws. Just pick up your phone and break their back against the pavement, and then crush their skull with the ricochet of throwing them. Now why would you want to do that in real life? This is the suplex ability, not the wrestler ability. So you also don't gain the skills of a wrestler. You just get to perform this rather impressive attack, but deadly attack. So while I don't see myself ever needing to use this ability, at least it can be used for self-defense, making this ability useful under specific circumstances. Wrestler. It's the actually useful version of the previous ability, but with a name like that, I also assumed you get the restraint of a wrestler, so I think you can actually pursue a career or hobby with this version of the ability. Fighter. I mean, you get to do a Hadouken, how cool is that? And you get to be a master of the martial arts. So while it's not particularly extremely useful, as I don't get into fights much often, I can choose to pursue a career or hobby out of it. I could be a cool fight choreographer, or a stuntman, or a karate teacher. There's plenty of fun to be had with this iconic ability. Plus, did I mention that you can do a Hadouken? Smash Bros. This is a special one. Kirby gets his movesets from Smash Bros in his own game. Ain't that rad? That's a lot of kicks and flips, so in real life, the ability could absolutely lead you to pursue a career or hobby in fighting, just like the fighter ability and the wrestler above it. And at the very least, it's pretty good for self-defense. Or for the cool hammer and cutter blade pieces you'll get as part of the deal that you can use as display pieces. Ninja. Dude, you can absolutely pursue a career or hobby out of this. It's a god motherfucking damn bitch-ass ninja. How cool is that? Well, it is a pretty risky career path, but you don't have to specifically be a ninja with the ninja ability. With it, you just get the knowledge, patience, and skills of a ninja. You can wall jump, wall cling, smoke bomb. That's at minimum a pretty fucking cool party trick. Yet. This ability gives Kirby a cool jetpack that, when charged, charges Kirby forwards with powerful strength. At a first glance, using this ability in real life didn't sound too useful. Why would I ever want to hurl myself uncontrollably forwards? And then thinking about it some more, I remembered the hover move. I'll be taking that free jetpack, thank you very much. Even though you can't move around with it. At least it's a jetpack, so sure, I'll keep it. Wing. The sky's the limit with this ability. Kirby can flap those wings and those hat of theirs to fly, shoot feathers as bullets, and use their body and the force of wind to crash into foes. We're not doing any of that. Well, other than the wing flapping. But even then, I think that this ability would be way more tiresome than something like, let's say, Cupid. So as long as you're strong enough to keep yourself afloat, this ability is useful under specific circumstances. Cupid. Extremely useful. I mean, have you ever used the Cupid ability? It lets you fly freely and flawlessly. I don't even need that bow and arrow, I just want to fly. Plus, I think the halo and wings would look very cute on me. Yo-Yo. I mean, it's a pretty cool ability. You get to do some pretty nifty moves with the toy. But if you want to learn some more advanced yo-yo tricks, you're gonna have to work for that, since you only get to be naturally skilled at the moves Kirby uses with the copy ability. Hey, at least they're a pretty decent starting ground. It's not perfect, but sure, I'll keep it. It's a free JoJo after all. Mirror. Allows Kirby to split into mirror copies of themselves, only visible for a couple of seconds at a time. And you know what? Sure, I'll keep it. It's a pretty nifty party trick. Paint. Gives Kirby a paint bucket which paints and kills anything in sight. Useful under specific circumstances, that being painting an empty room. Just make sure no one's around you. Oh, and also you can only paint your room in a random color, so you don't have a choice. But hey, at least a change of scenery is always nice. UFO. This rare ability transforms Kirby into, well, an UFO, giving them the freedom to fly around as they wish, while also shooting lasers and the likes. And you know what? If I was lucky enough to be granted this ability, I'd take it. It's like the promise of Jet, but with actual air mobility. Sure, being transformed into an UFO might be a bit uncomfortable, but there's nothing in the rules that say that the transformation itself is painful or anything, so in my eyes, this is a win. This is one extremely useful flying car, I mean UFO. Just try not to fly too high. You don't want to be an unidentified flying object. Mike gives Kirby a microphone. A microphone that they use to sing so loud that any folks that listens to Kirby laugh so much that they pop. This is canon. This is the description for the item in Kirby's Dream Land. So as long as you're not a bad singer and nobody around you laughs so much that they pop, I think it's a pretty safe ability to keep. So sure, I'll keep it. I'll keep the free microphone. Cook. You know, you'd think this ability would be extremely useful, but let's sit down and really think about how this ability works. Kirby places a pot, clings some pots and pans, and all living beings in sight are thrown into a soup, which in turn turns them into food. Yummy tasty food, but yummy tasty food made out of people. If you want to use this ability in real life, you might want to cook alone. But if you do, you won't cook anything. So you must be surrounded by your live ingredients. You can probably try to work around this, right? I could like cook an ant farm and maybe get food from there. Does that count? Ugh, I don't want to think of this anymore. Honey, here's your cupcake made with lizard and parfait made with cockroach. Ugh, could be useful, but I really rather not. Sleep. This is the easiest, extremely useful choice so far. Sure, it's a bit underwhelming and you can only get it once, but who in their right mind would say no to a good healing nap? And would you look at the time? I didn't expect such a simple concept to take up so much of it. Well, I guess that I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? It's been a while since I've done a two-parter. So, see you in 2 weeks with part 2. Well, do you agree with my idea of what abilities would be useful and which ones aren't? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, thank you so much to my Patreons, Craig Crab and Opal Kitsune for supporting the channel, and I guess see you in 2 weeks. Bye!